It's only been a year since BMW showed off its 450GS prototype at EICMA, and this year they actually launched the full production version at the Milan show with all the technical specs and pricing for most markets, and of course accompanied by lovely press photos, which BMW could not abstain themselves from making using AI. BMW, if you're gonna go the route of using AI-generated photos of your new product with scenery from Jurassic Park and a Ferris wheel covered with grass, because all of a sudden the GS comes from some post-apocalyptic world now, then do it properly, man. Go all in. Don't be scared. We'll play along with you. Here you go. I fixed it for you. If you're gonna put in a Chernobyl-inspired Ferris wheel on the left, then you have to have a dinosaur on the right. Makes perfect sense. If we're gonna play, let's go all in. Welcome back to Long Way Home, everyone. The place where getting your motorcycle news is easier than getting a colonoscopy, but not by much. BMW's new baby GS, the F450, is officially launched, and while in some markets like Europe, it's already available for pre-order, our friends over the pond, the Americans, will unfortunately have to wait a little longer. We've got all the details, including pricing and a new centrifugal clutch. But until all of that good stuff, this episode is brought to you by Cardo's PackTalk Edge Bluetooth intercom system. First up, let's start with the engine, and we have a few surprises here. It's a brand new power plant from BMW, 420ccs, which make 48 horsepower and 32 Newton meters of torque, the latter at 6,700 RPM. And that is the first surprise out of this little engine, the quite high amount of power. It tops our power chart here of its most likely competition, with the Honda NX500 having almost identical figures, but that engine is 50 cc's larger at 471. So, how does BMW get all of this power out of a smaller engine? Magic, you say? Well, no, of course not. Compromise. That's how they get it. It's a large bore and short stroke engine, and it has a whopping 13:1 compression ratio. This compared, for example, to the 10.7:1 ratio on Honda's NX500. While a higher compression ratio will give BMW more power out of a smaller engine, it does come with some drawbacks, the main of those being a more stressed out engine. Increased pressure and temperatures during compression and combustion stress all engine components, so it's usually considered a less durable engine design. Time will tell. The next surprise out of this little engine is the very weird 135-degree crankshaft offset. Apart from this engine, I cannot think of another mass-produced bike that uses it. Most parallel twins use either 180 or 270-degree firing intervals, which are well established and offer great power delivery and engine sound. So moving to 135 degrees is definitely going to make the 450 sound different and unique when you hear it on the road. And the third and final surprise of the 420cc engine is how it transfers that power to the wheel. Not necessarily the gearbox, but BMW's new centrifugal ERC, Easy Ride Clutch. This clutch disengages automatically at idle and engages when you open the throttle, making the new baby GS rideable without the need to actually touch the clutch lever, which, by the way, will still be available on the bike. If you don't want to use the ERC clutch, just use the clutch lever as normal. Pair that together with a quick shifter and the 450GS basically becomes an automatic. Centrifugal clutches are not a new invention. They've been around for decades. My first bike, the Honda C90, actually had a centrifugal clutch, which basically made it a one-hand operation. Pretty nifty, but I'm sure the newer ones are a lot more refined and don't kick as much as my old C90. Weight, another very hot subject when it comes to adventure bikes, and fully fueled, the 450GS comes in at quite an impressive 178 kilograms or 392 pounds. If we take a look back at our charts, It's the best weight number out of all of its competition, basically identical to the KTM 390 Adventure R, which is a smaller bike but still packs a punch when it comes to horsepower. For wheels, we get a 19-inch front wheel paired with a 17-inch rear wheel, non-spoked as standard. This is gonna upset a lot of people that were hoping for a 21 and 19 combination, and fair enough, the 450 would have been the perfect lightweight adventure bike to put these on, because it would have made the bike more capable off-road. However, and I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with BMW's decision here, the way the 450 comes equipped from the factory will make it more than capable for my specific off-road needs, and I think most of us. Basically, my skill level off-road will not push this bike past its limits, so I'm okay with a 19-inch front wheel off-road and the comfort that it gives me on-road. The 450GS will come in 4 different variants: Basic, Exclusive, Sport and GS Trophy, with only the latter being available in the US, and this thing, even in the base configuration, is pretty spec'd up. This is what you get as standard on all 3 models. 3 different riding modes: rain, road and enduro, ABS Pro or cornering ABS, traction control, brake control and torque control, LED headlight, 6.5-inch color TFT with Bluetooth connectivity and BMW mobile app integration, heated grips, adjustable brake and clutch levers, USB-C port and preload adjustable suspension. The highest spec models start including more off-road oriented equipment like enduro footrests, handguards and the Easy Ride clutch. Pricing for the US has not been announced yet because it's only going to make it over there towards the end of next year or the beginning of 2027. However, it has been announced for Europe, and here the news is good. The 450GS is only 300 euros more than the outgoing 310, with a starting price of 6,900 euros, that is with all taxes included right away. The base model of the 310 on the BMW US site was $5,900, so theoretically the new bike should be in showrooms for around 6,300 to 6,500 US. That's about all the new interesting stuff regarding the 450GS I could find so far. Even though it can be pre-ordered in Europe right now, the first batch will be in customers' hands around April of next year, and I'm hoping that early press bikes will be available before that, because it really is an interesting little bike to check out. Let us know in the comments below if this is making your wish list, or you still upset about the wheel size. The Packtalk Edge has been living on my helmet for years and years now because it makes any ride a lot more enjoyable for me. From its 2nd generation dynamic mesh system, which allows up to 15 riders to connect to the same group in seconds, to its natural voice recognition, which for me just works so I don't need to faff around with any buttons, to its IP67 waterproof rating, its unique magnetic mount, its great sound by JBL Audio, and the fact that it can seamlessly connect to any other major brand, the Packtalk Edge really is an all-in-one unit for my riding style. Get yours today at cardosystems.com and use code LWH for a special discount on this or any other of Cardo's products. That's the show for today, everyone. If you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, and if you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming one of our Patreons to help us make more of these shows. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.